Hello there. I wanted to make as quick of a video as possible and hit on all the important things for a board game arena tournament. This is mostly going to be centered around Altered. I help run a variety of Altered tournaments on Board Game Arena, and I wanted to tackle quickly a lot of the common questions that I see basically every week, and hopefully this will be a quick video to answer those for you, and this video we can send to people so they get a little bit of a primer and are prepared for tournaments. So I am currently playing in the AQZ Blitz series, which happens on Tuesdays, happens at 1 p.m. my time since I am in Texas, but you can join any of the discords to find information. We usually cross-pollinate very well. But my number one tip is, well, play on PC if you can, because it's just going to be a lot smoother of an experience. And a lot of the information when it comes to certain windows and methods are going to be around PC, but a lot of the other stuff will relate to mobile as well. So first things first, show up and be on Board Game Arena about 3 to 5 minutes before the tournament start time. And what I like to do on PC is I have two tabs open. One tab that I leave on the tournament page. So this one here, and I can look at the bracket. I can see where my games are. I can see if, like in this round here, if I scroll all the way down through the player list, I see that I have a bye right here. So I know now why my game did not pop up. It's because I have a bye. I'll refresh this from time to time to also check how the other games are going, and it'll give percentages. These aren't super accurate on how long the game has left, more so how much progression there has been on the tumult. But if you see like two tables left that are at 80+%, you know that the next round is going to start soon. On the other tab, I have my window that I usually use for the games. So here, when round 3 ends, game 4 is going to pop up for me, and I'm going to see a notification right here. Hopefully, you'll see it here in the video. Next round should be starting pretty soon. Another thing that I like to keep open on one of these tabs is the tournament chat to make sure I am keeping up with anything happening in the tournament. And when one of these switches over to your game, it's a lot harder to follow the tournament chat. So normally I would have these on two separate windows, but for this video, they're back to back. One of the other great things to check after you've signed up for a tournament, which I will show you how to find tournaments and how to sign up right after this, is you can see all of the information on the tournament right here at the top. You can see it is a Swiss system, how many players are going to be in the match, the number of rounds, 6 matches there. This is the Blitz series, so the game maximum duration is 15 minutes, which relates to 7-minute and 30-second chess clocks for each player. You can see what types of decks are allowed, everything like that. You also have recent activity where a lot of tournament organizers put in extra information. It's always good to read the information that they are putting out there because it will also tell you things like pricing. And speaking from experience, there have been times where people have won prizes and I have not been able to contact them because they're not in the Discord, or they don't answer communication, or they just aren't available for me to send it to them. So that is a really good overview of how I act when I'm in the tournament. We still have some time here before my next round, so I'm going to show you how to get to a tournament. So in Altered, I feel this is the easiest way to do it. If you just click the Altered game there. And then if you scroll down on the altered page, you will see at the very bottom here a tournament section. Let me drag my screen across. You will see a tournament section. You can see a lot of the upcoming ones. Here's one that I run, Ace. Here is the NUC. Here is week 2 for the AQZ championships, and there's even async or turn-based tournaments. And look at that, my game just popped up. So I'm on a third tab now, but my second tab where I would keep ready for games, it popped up here. I'm going to join that immediately as fast as possible. And then I'm going to go to the game. I'm going to popping in real quick here as I'm editing this to answer another question that comes up very often. If you have hit the join game and you are waiting on your opponent, just leave it up. You have joined the game, and after about 5 minutes or less, it will boot that player out of the spot. It'll automatically give you the win, and then you'll just wait until the next round. This is also another good reason to have the tournament bracket up and available, because you will see this result after it has loaded. It's kind of weird. It just kind of like vanishes. The table just vanishes because they never showed up, but it does give you the win. So just wanted to pop that in right here where it was pertinent real quick. Pick my deck. This is Blitz, so I'm going to try to go even faster than normal. If I am loaded in and have my deck picked before my opponent, that's really good. But I'm going to have to pause this tutorial here while I go ahead and probably lose this game because I'm playing just a funky Navenka deck here. All right, so where were we? The list of tournaments. So you can see some upcoming ones, but if you also hit view all tournaments, you can scroll through ones that are further down the road. It also will provide just a little more information. You can see kind of extra details. See more will load if there are even more than this, but as you can see, there are a good group of tournaments from here until July 1st. You also have your different sorting that you want. You can do show full tournaments because otherwise it will hide them. If you do finish tournaments, you probably want to hit the extra settings that'll be over here and select what days, times, tournaments you've created, so on and so forth. So that is the very basic parts of when you're in a tournament mechanically on BGA. Another great thing that you might not know is under my little webcam here, if I just go ahead and move some things around, you'll be able to see it. Boop. I cut out a lot so that you only see the gameplay in most of my videos or live streams, but right here is a active table kind of button, and if you click that, you'll see that I'm in some turn-based games. But if you're not in any turn-based games and you're just waiting for a tournament, or even when you have a live game coming up, you'll see this turn green. And maybe we can zoom in on that real quick here so you see just right here. How big can we make it? Right here. You see I don't have my cursor showing, but it's right here, that little bubbly with the 1 on it up here in the right corner. You'll see that go green and kind of do an animation when you have a game coming up as well. So the next thing I want to talk about are some general rules of tournaments. Unless it is otherwise stated in the tournament description or presentation, all tournaments, as far as I know, are ones where you use the same deck every round. So you cannot change out any cards, you cannot change out the deck entirely. you use the same deck throughout all of the Swiss rounds, or if you're in single elimination, that whole event. And it's the same thing for the NUC, or the no unique tournaments. And that one has a extra stipulation where you cannot use uniques. So things like this are why it's important to read the tournament organizers, wall of text. I know it's kind of a wall of text sometimes, but a lot of the information is there for your benefit, and then to also make sure that you are following the tournament guidelines. One of the other important things with board game arena tournaments is they are all run on chess clocks, essentially. Turn-based tournaments kind of have a similar feature, but they just have much more extended time. If there is one person in the match that takes longer to make their moves, it's still going to count down their time when it's waiting for them. So, one really good thing to pay attention to in a tournament and just in Altered in general is your clock. I feel like a lot of players overlook this and they get kind of upset when the game ends due to time. This is something that I feel is very important, especially because when you are playing a tournament in person, you are actually supposed to make an action every certain amount of seconds. Alter does not have that hard limit yet, but in general, TCGs are usually like 15 seconds or so. You have to make an action. You can't really just sit there and take up time in the round, because one, you are eating your opponent's time, and two, you are extending the tournament, and everyone wants to end the tournament in a timely manner and move on to the next rounds, the finals, everything like that. So on the right hand side, and I'll throw up a picture here somewhere, you will see a clock next to your name counting down, and you want to be mindful of that. Now, the out of time rules are kind of nebulous in Board Game Arena. From my understanding and testing, how it seems to work is, if the tournament is a tournament with a 30-minute round time, so 15 minutes to each person's clock, there are about 5 minutes of extra padding on top of that 30 minutes. That starts when the table is created. So not only, when both players are seated and playing, but if one player is a little late and the table was actually created at the 30-minute mark, but they didn't start until, 33 minutes, there's where you lose some of your buffer. The other thing that we have kind of noticed is, if you are the last table in a round, or especially the very last round of the tournament, the timing seems a little bit more strict. Time is important, and if you have -2 minutes on your clock, but your opponent has a +3 minutes, that means that you will lose when the end of round is called on the tournament. So in that example that I just laid out, if one player is -2 minutes and another player only has 3 minutes left, you can kind of do some math there and tell that there's maybe only 2 minutes-ish left in the round, depending. So if the game ends after those 2 minutes, that would mean that if you were continuing on, you would be -4. The other player would be 1 minute positive. There goes the buffer. The other player wins because you had a negative clock. One thing that is important to note about the AQZ Blitz is, technically it does have a feature enabled where you are able to click a button and it will come right at the top there where you see the action being listed to kick out the other player if they are out of time. It'll say skip players out of turn, yada yada. This does trigger a motion where they have to make an action or they will be kicked from the game and lose. We have just found out basically today that all that really does is put pressure on them. It doesn't automatically kick them out. So even though one player here is negative time, if the other player is hitting that button or if it is auto triggered, they can still make an action within 30 seconds or less. It kind of compounds if they are taking too long each time. But even though you're negative, if you are continuing to make actions, the game in, say, a 15-minute round tournament can still go to about 20 to 23 minutes with some of that extra time and buffer considered. So this should be something good to know when playing Blitz specifically, but a lot of this information applies to a bunch of different tournaments as well. And understanding how the clock works just a little bit better should help a lot of people. I hope this video helps. I tried to make it super quick and hit on everything that I see asked a lot. Let me know if you have any other questions or topics you would like me to cover with a super quick video. I'm literally playing in a tournament right now while making this video, and that's because it was beneficial to do so I could show you the pop-up and all of that. But I gotta go lose some more games, so